privilege elevation refers to the process of granting users increased access rights or permissions within an organization's IT environment. While necessary for certain roles, it poses significant security risks if not managed properly. To mitigate these risks, organizations should implement the principle of least privilege, ensuring users have only the access necessary for their roles. Regular audits, robust authentication methods, and monitoring of privilege changes can help maintain security. Additionally, training employees on the importance of security and the dangers of privilege misuse is vital. Privilege elevation in the context of privileged access management (PAM) refers to the process of granting users elevated access rights or privileges to perform specific tasks, or access sensitive resources that are normally restricted. This is often necessary for system administrators or support personnel to manage systems effectively. PAM solutions help control, monitor, and audit these elevated privileges to prevent misuse, ensuring that only authorized users can access critical systems and data while maintaining compliance and security. Privilege elevation and privileged access management (PAM) refers to the process of granting users higher access rights than their normal permissions, either temporary or permanent. Key types of temporary access include one role-based elevation access is granted based on user roles, allowing temporary elevation for specific tasks. 2 just-in-time JIT access users receive elevated privileges only when needed, reducing risk. 3 contextual elevation access is granted based on the context, such as location or time. 4 emergency access temporary elevation for urgent situations, often requiring approval. 5 delegated access users are allowed to elevate privileges for others under specific conditions. These methods help manage and secure privileged access effectively. Not having a privileged access management (PAM) solution exposes organizations to several security risks, including 1 unauthorized access without PAM. Privileged accounts may be accessed by unauthorized users, leading to data breaches. 2 credential theft. Hard-coded or poorly managed credentials can be easily stolen, enabling attackers to exploit systems. 3 insider threats. Employees with excessive privileges can misuse their access, either maliciously or accidentally. 4 compliance violations. Lack of PAM can lead to non-compliance with regulations, resulting in fines and legal issues. 5 audit challenges. Difficulty in tracking and auditing privileged access can hinder incident response and accountability. Implementing PAM mitigates these risks by controlling, monitoring, and securing privileged accounts effectively. The principle of least privilege (POLP) is a security concept that advocates for users, systems, and applications to be granted the minimum levels of access necessary to perform their functions. This means that individuals or processes should only have the permissions essential for their tasks, reducing the risk of accidental or malicious misuse of privileges. By limiting access, organizations can better protect sensitive data and resources, minimize potential attack surfaces, and enhance overall security posture. Implementing POLP helps in preventing unauthorized access and mitigating the impact of security breaches. Just-in-time access JIT is a security model that provides users with access to resources only when they need it, and for a limited time. This approach minimizes the risk of unauthorized access by reducing the window of opportunity for potential breaches. JIT access is often used in identity and access management (IAM) systems, allowing organizations to grant temporary permissions for specific tasks or roles, ensuring that users have the necessary access without compromising security. Monitoring and logging are crucial for cybersecurity as they provide visibility into network activities, enabling organizations to detect and respond to threats in real time. Effective monitoring helps identify unusual behavior, potential breaches, and vulnerabilities, while logging maintains a detailed record of events for forensic analysis. This data is essential for compliance with regulations, improving security posture, and facilitating incident response. Ultimately, robust monitoring and logging enhance an organization's ability to safeguard its assets and maintain trust. A common use case for privilege elevation is in IT environments where users need temporary access to perform administrative tasks. For example, a regular user may require elevated privileges to install software or configure system settings that are restricted to administrators. Using a privilege elevation tool, the user can request temporary access, which is granted after proper authentication and approval. This approach enhances security by limiting the duration of elevated access and ensuring that only authorized actions are performed. Privilege elevation is a security concept where a user or application gains higher access rights than initially granted. This can occur through legitimate means, like an administrator granting permissions, or through malicious exploitation of vulnerabilities. Application privilege elevation: this involves software gaining higher privileges, often to perform tasks that require admin rights. For example, an application might request elevated privileges to install software or modify system settings. Process privilege elevation: this refers to a specific instance where a running process is granted higher privileges. This can happen through techniques like exploiting software bugs, social engineering, or using tools that manipulate system permissions. Both types can pose security risks, making it crucial to implement strict access controls and monitor for unauthorized privilege escalations. Session-based privilege elevation refers to a security mechanism where a user can temporarily gain higher privileges within a specific session or context, typically for performing administrative tasks. This approach limits the duration and scope of elevated privileges, reducing the risk of unauthorized access or misuse. It often involves using tools or commands that allow users to switch to a higher privilege level, such as sudo in Unix Linux systems. This method enhances security by ensuring that elevated privileges are not permanently assigned. Privileged Access Management (PAM) solutions primarily focus on 3 key activities: 1. Access control PAM solutions enforce strict access policies, ensuring that only authorized users can access sensitive systems and data. This includes managing user permissions and roles. 2. Session monitoring and recording PAM tools monitor and record privileged sessions in real time, providing an audit trail that helps detect and respond to suspicious activities. 3. Credential management PAM solutions securely store, manage, and rotate privileged credentials such as passwords and SSH keys to minimize the risk of unauthorized access and credential theft. IAM identity and access management integration with a PAM privileged access management solution enhances security by ensuring that only authorized users have access to sensitive systems and data. IAM systems manage user identities and their access rights across an organization, while PAM focuses on controlling and monitoring privileged accounts. By integrating IAM with PAM, organizations can enforce consistent access policies, streamline user provisioning, and automate the onboarding and reporting process. This integration enables centralized management of user roles and permissions, ensuring that privileged access is granted based on the principle of least privilege. Additionally, it allows for better auditing and compliance, as all access activities can be tracked and reported. Overall, this integration improves security posture, reduces the risk of insider threats, and enhances operational efficiency. Insider threats in cybersecurity refer to risks posed by individuals within an organization, such as employees, contractors, or business partners with authorized access to sensitive information and systems. These threats can be intentional, such as data theft or sabotage, or unintentional, like accidental data leaks due to negligence. Insider threats are particularly challenging to detect because insiders often have legitimate access. Organizations can mitigate these risks through robust access controls, employee training, monitoring, and incident response plans. Regular audits and fostering a culture of security awareness are also essential in minimizing insider threats. Privilege escalation attacks occur when an attacker gains elevated access to resources that are normally protected from users. This can happen in 2 ways: vertical and horizontal escalation. In vertical escalation, a user gains higher privileges than intended, such as a regular user obtaining administrative rights. In horizontal escalation, a user accesses another user's privileges without authorization. These attacks exploit vulnerabilities in software, misconfigurations, or flaws in security protocols, allowing attackers to execute unauthorized actions, access sensitive data, or compromise systems. Effective security measures, regular updates, and user education are essential to mitigate these risks.